So in this video, we will see how to solve uh, the thermal analysis problem for a composite wall having a little bit different data consisting of convection and conduction. Okay, so let's see about how to do the analysis for the given problem. So the given problem is determine the temperature distribution and heat flow rate for a composite wall for the given data. Right, so we have to find out what is the temperature distribution and heat flow rate. Okay, so there's a composite wall, so let's see what is the data that is being given. Okay, right, so the first thing is that for the given data, let's first see the diagram. Okay, so there is 1 mm thickness of convection H1. Okay, and then we have the first layer of the composite wall for a length of L1. Okay, that is between node 2 and node 3, right? So here for each of the nodes we will be finding out the temperature at node number 1 denoted by T2. Okay, temperature at node number 1, temperature at node number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, so then we have the second layer of the composite wall for a length of L2. Okay, and then we have the third layer of the composite wall for a length L3. Okay, and the fourth layer of the composite wall L4, and finally we have again a convection layer, right, again for 1 mm, right. So here on both the ends we have H1 and H6. Okay, and in between we have the four different layers of the composite wall having different thermal conductivity. So H1 value as per the given data, here we have 6 watts per meter square Kelvin, and at the other end of the composite wall we have 10 watts per meter square Kelvin. So 10 watts per meter square Kelvin, right? So the thermal conductivity of the first layer of the composite wall is 0.176 watts per meter Kelvin. Second layer thermal conductivity is 0.036, and then third layer is 0.115, and fourth layer is 0.215 watt per meter Kelvin, right? So these are the thermal conductivity of the four layers of the composite wall. And now that is the length L1, L2, L3, L4. So L1 is 12 mm, L2 is 75 mm, so different length. Okay, L3 is 20 mm, L4 is 20 mm again. Okay, so what is the temperature present at both ends of the wall? So over here we have 20 degrees centigrade on the left hand side, that is on this side of the composite wall, and onto the other side, that is the right side, at this end of the composite wall we have a temperature of minus 10 degrees centigrade. So we have to find out what is the temperature distribution in this four layers and the heat flow rate, right? So we'll solve this problem using ANSYS software. So we'll first select the ANSYS. We'll first start opening the ANSYS software. Okay. Yes, click on run once this window appears. So the ANSYS module has been loaded. Yes, maximize the screen. We'll go to preferences. Since it's a thermal analysis problem, we'll select thermal option over here so that all the thermal module is going to be loaded. Then click on OK. We'll go to preferences, element type, add, edit slash delete. So we'll click on this. Okay. Click on add element type. We'll click on add in this window that appears. Okay, so next it's a thermal problem. So we'll go for thermal mass link element. Okay, so here conduction the elements are denoted by 33, convection elements are denoted by 34. Okay, we have to remember this. Okay, so we'll select 3D conduction 33. Okay, we'll click on apply. Okay, and once we click on apply, next we have to give, we have selected element type for conduction, we have to select element type for convection. So convection will click convection 34, which is the for the element type for convection areas that we have to use. So we'll click on OK, close this window. So element types has been selected. Next we'll go to real constants, okay, where we have to input the cross-sectional area. So again, we'll click on add, edit, delete over here. We'll click on add in this window so that the elements chosen in the previous step is being loaded over here. We'll click on link 33, which is meaning conduction. Okay, we'll click on OK. We'll give the cross-sectional area of the conduction area. Okay, that is the area, cross-sectional area in the conduction part. Okay, which is 1. Okay, we'll click on OK over here. Then we'll click on add. Now we have to give the cross-sectional area for the convection path. So we'll click link 34, click on OK, and give the cross-sectional area in this window again as 1, right? And click on OK. Right, now we'll click close this window. Now we'll go to material properties, and then we'll go to material models. Yes, in this window, we'll go to thermal onto the right side. We'll go to first, we have convection. We'll define that. Okay, so convection heat. Okay, so what is the convection coefficient? Okay, so we had H1 value and H2 value. So first we'll give H1 value, which was 6 watts per meter square Kelvin. Okay, then we'll go to material. Okay, onto the top left corner of the window over here. We'll click on new model. Click OK over here, the second material, and then we'll once again go to, now we'll go to conductivity. Let's go in the same order as defined in the model. So first we had convection, then 4 layers of conductivity, and finally we had the last layer once again was convection. So for easy convenience sakes, to create the model, we'll go in the same manner. Okay, so we'll go to thermal, material number 2. Okay, we'll go to thermal conductivity isotropic, and we'll input the thermal conductivity of the first material of the composite wall. Okay, which is given in the question, which is 0.176 watts per meter Kelvin. Okay, we'll click on OK. Right, so we'll go to again material. We'll load a new material. Totally 4 materials are there. Okay, so the next material, we'll click on OK. Again, it's a conductivity, so isotropic. So K2 value, okay, as given in the question, is 0.036 watts per meter Kelvin. You click on OK. So 2 materials is done. Now we'll go for the third material, new model. Okay, we'll click on OK over here to define the new material number given by number 4. So conductivity isotropic, K value for the third material is 0.115. Okay, watts per meter Kelvin. Click on OK. So totally 4 layers of the composite wall is there. So next, now we are going to create the 4th layer of the composite wall. So that is going to be again a conductivity. Okay, K4 value. Okay, 0.215 watts per meter Kelvin. Now click on OK, and finally, now all the 4 layers of the composite wall is created, and now the last layer is the convection. So we'll go for another material, new model. Click on OK over here. So number 6, material number 6 is for convection. So convection, we had that the other end, the convection value was, convection coefficient was 10 watts per meter square Kelvin. We click on OK. So all the conductivity and convection values are now being input. Now we'll go to modeling. We'll create the model. So click on create. Now we'll go to nodes. We'll create the nodes first in ActiveCS. So we'll click on inactive CS. Yes, so first node is at the 0, 0, 0. Click on apply after this. So node number 2 is at a distance of, that is the convection layer thickness, which is 1 mm given in the question, right? So 1 mm means we have to keep it over here in meters. So 0.001. Click on apply. Okay, then node number 3. So between 2 and 3 is the first layer of the composite material. Okay, so but we have to start measuring from the coordinates. Okay, XYZ coordinates. So 0.013. Okay, and node number 4, the value is measuring from the coordinates always. So 0.088 meters. Click on apply. Then we'll go for node number 5. Put the value next as 0.108 meters. Node number 6, the X value is 0.128 meters. So here it ends for the all the 4 layers of the composite wall, and last one is for the convection, which is for 1 mm. So 0.129 meters, right? So totally 7 nodes has to be created. So we have 1 and 2 node number 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So here we have node number 1 and 2 is for convection, 2 to 3 first layer of material, 3 to 4 second layer of the composite material, 4 to 5 third layer of the composite material, 5 to 6 fourth layer of the composite material, 6 to 7 is the last layer of the convection as per the given question. So now we'll go to elements, element attributes. Now we have to select the proper element type. Okay, so the first thing between node number 1 and 2, we have convection, which is denoted by link number 34, material number 1. Okay, so just now we created material number 1, ID was given for convection. Okay, and real constant set number 1. Sorry, real constant set number 2, that is for convection. Sorry. Yes. Okay, click on OK. Now we'll go to auto numbered through nodes. We'll connect 1 and 2. So click on node number 1 and click on node number 2 and click on OK. Right. So now we'll go to the last one again between node number 6 and 7 is convection. So material type 34, link 34, indicating convection. Material number is 6. Okay, and real constant set number 2. Okay, this is for convection, the cross-sectional area of the convection region. Right, click on OK. Auto number through nodes now will connect between 6 and 7. Okay, right? So convection part is over. Now we have to do the conductivity part, which is for the composite material. So we'll go to element attributes. Okay, in this window, element type is 33, indicating conductivity. Okay, material number 2. Okay, and real constant set number 1. Click on OK, which will be connected between through nodes. Okay, 2 to 3, right? Click on OK. I will go to element attributes once again. Link is going to be again conductivity, link 33. Material number will change, number 3. Okay, no other changes. Click on OK, and we have to go to auto numbered through nodes, connect between 3 and 4. Now go to element attributes once again. Link 33, material number 4. Okay, no other changes. Click on OK. Okay, auto numbered through nodes. Now connect between 4 and 5. Click on OK. So now 3 layers of the composite material is over. 1, 2, and 3. Now the last one is the 4th one. So we'll go to element attributes once again. In this window, link 33 for conduction. Sorry, conductivity. Okay, for conduction. Material number 5. Okay, which will load the conductivity value of that particular material number that we have assigned. Okay, no other changes. Click on OK. Right, auto numbered through nodes. Okay, now we'll select node number 5 and 6. Connect these 2 nodes and click on OK. Right, so the model has been created. Okay, now we have to give the loading. So we'll go to loads. Okay, define loads, apply thermal. Okay, in this we have the temperature that has been given in the question. So we'll select temperature. Okay, on nodes. Okay, we'll click on node number 1. We'll select the temperature. input the temperature which is given in the question. Okay, this is 20 degrees centigrade. Again, we'll click on nodes. Okay, there's another temperature at node number 7. Okay, so we'll select node number 7 over here. We'll click on OK. In this window, we'll select temperature and we'll give the input value of the temperature. As per the given question, it is minus 10 degrees centigrade. So minus 10 and click on OK. So at both the ends, temperature is now been, so now it is completely the model has been completely created as per the question. Now we'll go to solve, click on current LS, okay, and click on OK. Yes, we'll get this dialog box, click on OS, and yes, so the solution is being done. Click on close in this window. We can close even this window also. We'll see the results now. So we'll go to general processor, and then we'll go to plot results. Day of solution, nodal temperature. So here we have the temperature distribution across the composite wall, right? Okay. So here we have a higher temperature and this particular range around 16.67 as indicated as per this color, this graph, and slowly decreases to minus 10 degrees centigrade. Right. So we'll go to element table. We'll define the table, what we need, what data we need. Okay, so we'll define the table, click on add over here, and in this window, in the last option by sequence number, and over here onto the right side, SMISC, we'll select that, and over here at the bottom, after the comma, we'll type 1 and click on OK. Close this window. Yes. Okay. Now we'll go to list results, nodal solution, and here in this again day of solution, nodal temperature, click on OK. So here in this window, we are getting the temperature distribution at every node that has been created. So at node number 1, it's 20. Node number 2, it's 18.138 degrees centigrade. Node number 3 is 17.37, and node number 4, 5.9, and gradually decreases as it is shown. So we'll keep that aside. Okay. Now we'll go to element table. In this window, we'll select SMISC 1 and click on OK to see the heat transfer rates. Okay, so we'll select OK, and in this window, once we click on OK, we'll be able to see the heat transfer rate. Okay, which is about 11.173. Okay, yes. So we have to write these two: the temperature distribution and the heat transfer rate, okay, and the results, okay, because this is what is being asked in the question for us to analyze and find the results. Okay, now we'll go to see the same problem in three-dimensional view of what has been created. Okay, now we'll go to can close this. We'll go to plot controls, style, okay, size and shape. Okay, over here we have to enable this display of elements. Click on that, and scaling factor we can give it for 0.25. Click on OK over here. So now you can see one side of the composite wall that has been created. We'll see it in isometric view. So we'll click here. Okay, yes, now we can see the three-dimensional view of the composite wall and the temperature distribution across this composite wall. So we have 20 degrees centigrade here, and gradually the temperature decreases over here. Okay, and finally here we have minus 10 degrees centigrade in the blue color. So we can see by seeing the color, the temperature of that the color range has been denoted over here in the below bar over here. Right. So this is how we solve the thermal analysis for the composite material for the given question. Right. Okay. So we'll stop here.